Hi, it's Maggie, the Irish Gypsy. Good Lord. Curly-headed people out there, do you ever have those days where you feel like you look like Medusa? Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your November 2017 general readings. Thank you so much for joining us here today and welcome to any newcomers who may be with us for the first time. As always, thank you for those of you who continue to watch, listen, follow, and subscribe to my channel for all your support, feedback, and comments. It means so very much to me. Always appreciated. Keep it coming. You guys are great. Thank you. And a big thank you for those of you who continue to keep me so very occupied and busy with personal one-on-one readings, and to my regular clients as well. It's an honor and a privilege always to read for you, and I'm grateful that I'm able to do so. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that little About button, and that will give you more information and detail on what I do, the services I offer. I do a wide variety of types of readings: love and romance, career, work, and finance, love and couple compatibility charting. I do 6 and 12-month overviews for all the main areas of your life or for specific areas of your life, channeled messages, package deals, all kinds of readings of all different lengths of times. I also do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. So turnaround time is pretty fast for either live or recorded readings. It can be as soon as a few days or upwards of 3 weeks, but almost always between a 1 and 3 week period of time we can schedule a reading for you live or recorded. So if you're interested, when you click on that About button, you can see all that information and my contact information, which is Maggie_McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. For those of you who are looking more for same day, more instant type answers or within an hour or two, you can find me on the Instant Go app for smartphones, which literally puts me at your fingertip. These are not for the more complex or deeper intensive looks at things. This is for if you have a quick question, decision you need to make on the fly, you want a quick look at something, you have 1 or 2 quick questions or just a short little chat reading. You can find me on the Instant Go app under Irish Gypsy. So that is another new method of keeping me always at your fingertips. For those of you who want more traditional, more complex readings, you have something specific you really want to get into, again, just send me an email at Maggie1McGuire. I'd be delighted to set something up for you just as quickly as we can. And all of that information, as I've stated, is listed on my YouTube channel's homepage if you click on the About button. Okay, remember to check your rising and your moon sign videos as well. As you know, for those of you who follow, there's so many of you watching, thousands of you watching in these general readings. So some of you, this may resonate for you in one area of your life, others it may resonate for you in another area of your life. The specifics of the details and the intensity and degree is going to vary because there's so many of you watching these general readings. The energy fundamentally remains the same regardless of what situation of your life it plays out in. But we always advise you check your rising and your moon sign videos because you may find that one of them may play out a little more predictably for you and how it resonates. And just by watching all 3, if you know them and if you can, it gives you as whole and clear and big and cohesive a picture as possible of the time frame that the reading covers. So try to do that if you can. All right, enough with all the jabbering. Let's get right into this reading. I know some of you get frustrated by the longer intros, but you can just fast forward to where you see me starting to lay the cards down and hold them up, which is almost now. So this reading is for the fire sign of Sagittarius for November 2017. Let us see what the month of November 2017 has in store for our lovely, fiery, fun-loving Sagittarians. I feel kind of an excited energy for you. Maybe a little nervous, but kind of excited, almost playful. Let's see what's happening. Maybe it's just holiday energy. Sagittarius, November 2017. Okay, Sag, we begin with the Ace of Swords. Wow, new idea, new perspective, epiphany, light bulb going off over your head, paired with the Page of Swords. Maybe a new path, maybe new learning, maybe somebody's going to school or has a new idea. Next to that, we have Strength and the Hermit, 2 major arcana cards. Beautiful, wise wisdom there. The 6 of Wands with the 6 of Swords. And the Knight of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands. I am recording these at the end of October for the month of November, so it's 2 cards for each week, so 8 cards total, you know, time being somewhat fluid, as I always say, with a 9th card from the bottom of the deck representing, oh, you got 2 stuck together. You have 2 crowning cards. Your crowning card from the bottom of the deck represents overall energy and guidance. You have Temperance and the Fool, which is interesting because the Fool not only is my favorite card in the entire tarot, but often when I'm shuffling and I'm thinking about you, Sagittarius, for some reason this image often comes to mind. But it's paired with Temperance, so it's all about new beginnings, stepping off the beaten path, taking a risk, doing something maybe you've never done before, because it looks like you got some new ideas, new beginnings. You may be going back to school or trying out something new, but which the Fool is great at doing. Let's go off the beaten path. Temperance is there to remind you, make sure there's water in the pool before you jump, because the Fool doesn't always think about things like that. He's just thinking about the journey, not the destination, or whether he's packed enough socks for the journey or not. Let's actually just start with your crowning card, since we kind of already did. So your overall energy and guidance for the month of November, we have Temperance and the Fool. They are complementary cards, even though they're kind of at a bit opposite ends of the spectrum. Temperance is temperance. It's about balance. It's about opposite extremes blending together, holding them, being in the center, perfect harmony and balance. In food, in the culinary world, it's like taking something hot and taking something cold or cool. You can't just dump them all together and mix it together, because they don't want to go together that quickly all at once. You have to add slowly, stir, mix, add slowly till they kind of temper and get used to each other. It's being balanced in the middle, perfect harmony, being at the center of the seesaw or teeter-totter, mentally, physically, emotionally, knowing who you are, where you're going, grounded in and of yourself. Even if you can't see the path in front of you, you know that it's the one you're meant to be on. You know who you are. Now, the Fool, kind of an opposite energy. It's about potential possibilities. It's kind of that area that exists between something coming to an end and before something new begins, before you take the first step of a new journey. It's about that energy in between where anything's possible, everything's possible, potential, possibilities, considering all of that. It's about stepping off the beaten path, taking a risk, doing something you've never done before, a brand new beginning. It might feel a little risky, a little scary, but the Fool's all about that. He's charging ahead. He's all about the journey. It's good to have destinations and goals and to work towards those, but the Fool is here to remind us that it's really about what we learn and experience and grow and evolve and all of that along the journey itself, kind of that carpe diem, stop and smell the roses and really enjoy what the path and the journey itself is like. Now, having said that, balanced energy to the Fool doesn't look before he leaps, and we kind of want to do that too. We want to make sure we got a few pairs of socks and clean undies for the journey. So it's all about kind of that balanced energy. And you're starting off with a sense of newness and being at an introductory start of something new, a new path, new ideas, kind of the light bulb going off over your head, maybe even starting a new course of study or instruction of some kind, learning, new perspectives, a new way of looking at something. So there is a sense of newness, which means that something is coming to an end or potentially coming to an end or has come to an end. And this is all about the potential and possibility of what lies ahead, which is what we end October and move into November with in the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords. Swords is air energy. The element which governs the energy of this suit in the tarot is air. It's all about what goes on up in here. And the airy, I always fight not to say airhead when this comes up. Maybe I'm being one of those today. So air energy, it's all about what goes on up in our heads. It's about the way we look at things, our words, our ideas, our belief systems, our perspectives, and how that affects the way that we communicate. Swords is also about truth, illumination, clarity, higher education, learning. This energy up here, mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. Aces are the ones, new beginnings, possibilities or opportunities for new beginnings. So this is new ideas, new information. Could be going back to school, the light bulb going off, a new idea, a fresh perspective, a new way of looking at something. And it's paired with the Page of Swords. Pages can represent young people or children. Some of you, it may be an actual specific young person or children. Maybe kids are going to school for the first time, or you may be going to school. You may be going to college. You may be going back to college. You may be starting a new course of study. Pages have that fresh, young, enthusiastic energy. They're at the beginning. However, it resonates in the specificity of it. The energy is the same. The Page of Swords represents being at the beginning of something, the introductory path of something, fresh, bright, new. This is the Page of Swords, so it's fresh, bright, new energy up here. So again, you could be going to school, starting something new, learning something new, or just having woken up to something that you're just seeing with it, like your eyes have been opened, light bulbs going off, and it's all about new things. I feel like you're starting something new because we begin with the Ace of Swords. We end with the Ace of Wands, which is action oriented. So it like starts with this new beginnings and considering the ideas and potential and learning in your head in this mental sort of way. And then we end with potential new beginnings or possibilities for those action oriented and exciting and enthusiastic. So after the Ace of Swords and the Page of Swords, it's very exciting, exuberant energy. We have Strength and the Hermit. Two major arcana cards and very powerful, and they speak of experience and wisdom and strength and insight that comes from having walked a path of life, from having had some experience behind you, from having looked your fears in the face and dealt with them, walked into them, wrestled with your demons, faced your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, and gained a lot of wisdom and strength and growth and insight from that, which is exactly what strength is. It's what it takes to do it and what you gain on the other side of it going in. It's the kind of strength that this isn't, wave your sword around, look at my big muscles kind of strength. It's wisdom, insight, clarity, the kind of strength that comes from facing all the aspects of yourself, changing what you can, taking that deep, honest look, coming to terms with things and affecting change where you can and moving through and beyond it. That's where you get this kind of strength, wisdom, clarity, insight, which paired with the Hermit is perfect because that's what he has because of the road of experience he's walked. Some of it may have been lonely and solitary, or, withdrawn to seek insight, guidance, wisdom, which is what hermits do, monks do, monastics do. They withdraw from secular society or outside distractions to seek insight, wisdom, guidance. And the Hermit also represents the knowledge and experience that you've gained from your life, from your experience, and utilizing that as well. I really feel like this combination of cards, such a beautiful energy, Sagittarius. It's because of something that you've been through or something that you've gone through and you've learned so much and grown so much. What a beautiful, beautiful, bright energy. You have these new ideas and new beginnings and perspectives and moving forward and learning. Now, next to that, the same message is echoed here. We have the Six of Wands and the Six of Swords. So Wands is fire energy. That's the element which governs the energy of this suit in the tarot, Wands. So it's fiery energy, dynamic, fluid, action-oriented, not rest on your laurels. It's about change, movement, action, power, and moving forward. This card, it's right next to Strength, too, which makes it even more beautiful because the Six of Wands is about victory and triumph. Victory and triumph after a struggle or after a challenge, achievement, accomplishment, because otherwise, why would there be need? What are you victorious over? And it's next to Strength. It's like you did something, you achieved something, you overcome something, you were successful and victorious. And I feel like a lot of it maybe was inner, maybe facing your fears and challenging yourself and having gone through something and become a lot wiser because of it. This man has gone off to do something, he went on a mission, a quest, he went off to, I don't know, wrestle a demon, slay a dragon, rescue a princess, bring back the lost ark, maybe go back to school in his 40s, and he was afraid to. I mean, it's, again, the specifics are going to play out differently because there's many of you watching. I mean, if anybody out there is really off to slay a dragon and rescue a princess, let me know. But whatever the challenge, whatever you have to overcome, part of which I think is internal fears and doubts and insecurities, you are doing that in the month of November. You have really passed a learning curve, it looks like. Success, triumph. And the Six of Wands is also can be public recognition as well, because you can see he's being applauded and vetted and given a lot of praise and kudos for what he's done. So some of you may be publicly recognized for what you've come through, what you've accomplished, what you've gained, or you can be celebrating that with other people as well. And it represents part of healing, restoration, and moving forward out of a difficult and challenging time in your life and into a place that's more peaceful and balanced and more exciting too. Because that Six of Wands is paired with the Six of Swords. which is about moving into a better place in your life, a place that's more peaceful, placid, serene, balanced, harmonious. If you could see the water behind this boat, it would be choppy, wavy, turbulent, representing either a hard, long struggle with something, a challenge, something you put a lot into, or just a difficult, maybe painful or turbulent time in your life, chaos and strife and conflict, or just, you know, a lot of it's been a lot. But you can see she's moving into waters that are peaceful, placid, serene. Sometimes this card has a quiet, more somber energy because it is a card of healing too, and sometimes the healing process can be painful. But it's a process. We're meant to move through it. Sometimes there's challenging days and sometimes there's better days, but on the whole, we're continuing to move through this healing time. The worst is behind you. You're not quite to the other shore yet, settled and on solid ground, but you're on your way. You're moving there. So whatever it is you've been through, like flying colors, you have struggled with it successfully. You've faced what it is you were afraid of, and some of that I think was internal. You're not quite through entirely the whole healing process and restoration process, but you're well on your way and you're headed in the right direction. You're going to get there. Now, at or towards the end of the month, Sagittarius, we end with more new beginning energy. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So the Knight of Pentacles is over the Ace of Wands. Pentacles is earth energy. That's the element which governs the energy of this suit in the tarot. So it usually manifests in the earthly area of our life, things we can see and touch and feel, tangible things, money, finances, property, resources, assets, job, things like that. Or, you know, the tangible efforts or tangible results of efforts we put into things in other areas of our life as well. Knights are the bringers, the deliverers of the tarot. Typically, when you see them, they represent offers, opportunities, usually coming in, but sometimes it can represent you offering or sending something out as well. They usually they can represent the speed at which a situation moves. Knights are known for being rather spontaneous and impulsive because they're knights. They're meant for missions and quests to go charging out and bring back results. So it could be what you're called upon to take or called upon to act as if. The Knight of Pentacles out of all four of the knights is the slowest. He's the most reliable, dependable. Earth energy could also represent a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Energy that you need to manifest, or a tangible offer or opportunity being brought to you, and it looks like it's a good, solid, sincere one. And in accomplishing this, we don't want to go charging quite ahead because it's paired with the Ace of Wands. It's like earth and fire. So again, it's about that balanced energy. The Knight of Pentacles gets the job done by putting one foot in front of the other, paying attention to detail, being conscientious, because he's the Knight of Pentacles. And it's paired with the Ace of Wands, which is more brand new beginning, a trajectory path, starting off new, and a very action-oriented, fire-driven excitement, enthusiasm, passion, desire, creativity, artistic energy. It's exciting new stuff. This opportunity looks like it's actually coming to pass, a tangible grasping of it by or towards the end of November 2017. But again, there's some cautionary energy there, which echoes your crowning cards. You know, that Knight of Pentacles and Wands, which is kind of like, which is fire and earth, which is the Fool and Temperance, which, again, holding opposite extremes in unison and harmony. That's what Temperance is about. The Fool is about taking a risk, stepping off the beaten path, remembering it's about the journey, but maintain some balance. Try and keep, you know, at least 1 foot on Mother Earth while you're going through this process. Remember that we want to make sure there's water in the pool before we jump, at least some. But it looks wonderful. Kudos to you and congratulations to you for coming through whatever you have, not just enduring it or surviving it, but actually doing the work, because it looks like, again, a real learning curve. There's been a lot of growth and wisdom and insight attained through this, and all of a sudden there's this new path, new learning, new ideas, new potential. And it looks like it actually begins to physically manifest itself and you're off and running by the end of the month. Just remember temperance and balance. Interesting as to what this is. Well, Sagittarius, this pretty much wraps up your November 2017 reading. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope that it's been enjoyable and useful to those of you watching. Yeah, it's such a beautiful, bright, almost bubbly energy with this reading, Sagittarius, which suits you right down to a T. Again, if any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage, click on that little About button, and you can get information, my contact information as well. Maggie, the number 1, McGuire at gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. Or for, quick little questions or answers, very short reads. You can also find me on the smartphone Instant Go app as well. It's a new way of accessing me in a quick, less complex and comprehensive manner. For those of you who want, more in-depth, complex look or specific spreads, of course, you can contact me through email, and I'd be happy to set something up with you just as quickly as possible. And all that information you can find by clicking on the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks, Sagittarius, for the November 2017 mid-month readings. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.